What's up, guys? Gianni Maggot here. And it's time for week 17. Yeah. Going against the Brooklyn Bulls. Who have way too good of a defense to have the record that they have, but they have it. They got Donnell Hunter. They got Fletcher Cox. Let's see, they got J.J. Watt as well. They got our former linebacker Darius Leonard as well. I mean, their front seven is scary. They have a lot of big stars there.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's the 512th and final game of the regular season, and we've got a good one between the Brooklyn Bulls and the Toronto Mounties. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about
There we go.
And he's taken down.
Collier traded from as a safety. From as a defensive end, and linebacker, line him up a linebacker, just so he gets the boost,
You often speak of
training
scripts to
boost.
start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Back to throw. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball.
see if he can get 2 sacks himself
Play
here.
action. They'll throw. He completes it to Bryant. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their efficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So down inside the 5-yard line, I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for.
Here we go now! Green!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner. Get him out.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write, possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Oh, shit.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Oh, they're lucky.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your
Oh,
offense has to
damn.
keep
What a
pace.
run by
And able
Saquon
to
Barkley.
rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 31 yards there and a first
Pretty
down.
awesome run right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Joe Hayden there to bring him down. We'll look now at our starting defense. They're squarely in the middle of the pack against the run this year, number 16 in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Detroit! 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 Hot!
He'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over. And this is caught inside
Oh,
the
bro, this
5.
Richardson's touchdown.
Paul Richardson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a
Shut
touchdown.
out New England, 45
Now
nothing.
this offense about ready to take over again. You know, in our
That's some
research
crazy shit
packet
right
this
there.
week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, #1, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
319! 319!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight
Here we
end.
go now.
Now it gives them much better
319.
opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
319!
Some crazy shit's going on the screen.
Got his man complete over the middle.
Beltron's currently 7 and 8.
He's able to take this one up to the 35.
5 to tie for
They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4.
second wildcard spot.
Here's so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well
Yeah, a
on
lot of
these
help.
receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Fielded at the 20. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Like that Seattle
And
win
as this
helps
offense makes
a
their
lot.
way back out, NFC playoff race time. We give you a look at what's going on there. And these guys locked into that number 1 seed. That's been a foregone conclusion for a while now. The question on everyone's mind, can they finish the regular season a perfect 16-0?
And it all comes back to philosophy of the organization, philosophy of the head coach.
Oh,
and of course, the
Saquon,
locker
go,
room
man,
itself,
go.
What do the players want to do? And I think
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Gotta love it.
Saquon Barkley with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Saquon Barkley's gonna break all sorts of records.
They punted last time they had it. What
That
steps
Houston
Charles,
win
you
over
think they have to
San
take
Fran,
to make
that
sure they
helps.
don't do that again?
Relic a
Let's
lot.
just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
Let's go.
Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a second and
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh,
And
heck yeah.
fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard
Did
line
2
of the
sacks,
red
23
zone.
sacks.
thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. A first down carry for Barkley. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Check, Patriot!
They'll try and run forward.
Do the same play again because they're going to block the inside.
Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You'd better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he went backwards.
Nice run stuff.
He'll be down at the 30. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
In the first quarter.
Seated to my right, Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Toronto football to begin quarter number 2. As they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10.
Leopard!
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease so they can run through.
Hole on the inside.
Didn't happen on that play.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Looking to throw, and he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line.
Downside of passing against this team.
Daniil Hunter in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Gotta love it.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. They've been faced with a tough test today here. Crowd's been really good. They're struggling. He's struggling. We'll see if they can pick things up.
And the crowd has had an impact, and they feel good about that because he's not playing very well. Not getting the ball to the right places, not doing things he normally does.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
There we go.
Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt. And if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
And here now the offense heading back out there. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And now
he's gone.
Green ahead of him. The 20, 10,
I love it.
and all the way in for the touchdown. Saquon Barkley becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it.
Yeah, he missed the extra point.
When you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. In 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to just...
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Collier again.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on.
It's not going to be a game for Jets by any means.
Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Oh shit.
And he'll get up to the
My running back took
43-yard line.
our guys a long way.
It'll be a gain of 18 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short. They're going to try and pick up a first down.
Yeah, brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about them picking up that one? That was big for them.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And that one blown up quickly. As he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Here we go now.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he takes it across midfield to the 45.
No more yards for them this drive.
He's able to get more than half of
Good
what
night,
they
you'll
needed.
make that pick.
Brings up a 3rd and 5.
The monster
Despite the
win that
blitz,
they
they're
back.
still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
A handoff to Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now Saquon
Not blocking the back.
A spin. And he's got
There we
room.
go.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown. Saquon Barkley on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
That's awesome.
And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he?
No.
What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And let's shift our attention to Will Fuller. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the second quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far.
Ooh,
And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
That's a brutal hit.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And able to find Kirk complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL?
Nowhere to
Good
go.
two sack with another strip sack.
And the defense has
It's
come
two
up
strip
with it.
sacks.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The pitch goes to Barkley.
Do not block in the back.
And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Here's a give to Barkley. And now running right through
No
it.
way. That's awesome.
And good for 22 and a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And oh, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Get everything out for time.
They get it to him running left. And he
Wow.
is into
Wow.
the end zone, and the touchdown record
Wow.
is now all his. And he just tied the
That's
NFL
awesome.
record on that 5th rushing touchdown. He's the 6th man ever to do that in a single game.
And partner,
He did it in one half.
Tied an NFL record there.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're talking 5 touchdowns on the ground against an NFL caliber defense.
Is that good?
I'd say that's fantastic. What a game for him.
It really is something. We are watching quite the effort. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. "14 seconds, all that's left to this first half as they come up on first down.
4 down, check. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. He's coming, check in.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
4 down, check. All right, here we go. Blue 90.
And they'll go on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the
What
backfield.
a crazy half.
So we've come upon an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Jakeem Grant now to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And you can see it's no race for the top spot. That's been decided. These guys will hope to get through Week 17 in one piece before they host a division round game in 2 weeks' time.
And I think that what they'll do is they'll be very selective about who plays in this game, all right? There's certain guys that maybe are starters, but maybe haven't played as much as other guys during the year. Maybe they still need their timing back. Other guys you're going to put in bubble wrap and put them on the sidelines and tell them we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Again, it's Barkley.
Oh,
and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Barkley, we need one more touchdown
on
here.
The pickup there, and the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On the run, it's Barkley. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry.
Derrick
And he's going to be
Henry for a
met
carry.
at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner.
And it's caught.
Oh, there we go.
Touchdown.
You can throw the ball too.
His third touchdown now on the year. And this offense continues to pour it on. The fly route works for the TD ground.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
All right, here we go.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half.
Oh,
Other
shit.
teams just go,
We got
okay,
burnt.
these are the sequence of
Yeah,
plays
we
we
got
want to
lucky.
run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way.
Nowhere to go here. He
Dick
lost the
Tusack.
football.
Who
And
strip
they're
sack?
set up in a golden position here right around
That's
the
awesome.
10-yard line.
Brandon, that's the 3rd time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them. But the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate one fumble, too. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 10-yard touchdown run. And his guys capitalize on
That's
the
awesome.
short field as they take it in for 6. Well, there it is. After number 5, we were wondering if we would see it, and he has broken the NFL record with his 6th touchdown in this game.
Let's face it, we can go ahead and lose our objectivity here, can't we? And just applaud what we've seen. That's one of the great records in the NFL. Are you talking about this 6 touchdown runs in a game against an NFL defense? I want to run down. Let's go down there and carry him off the field ourselves. We should do that.
Get his autograph after the game. I know that much.
Don't forget, I know you. Selfie. We'll do a selfie.
Oh, yeah, we'll do a selfie. We'll do a group selfie.
There you go.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
He's going to look deep down the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half. Incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback.
There you go.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there,
I almost
that's a
covered
big
that.
day.
Almost.
And they're able to get
Almost
this one
doesn't count.
across the 35. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. Nickel Roby brings him down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
319! 319!
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Oh, I got
Here,
it completely.
complete to the tight end.
That was
And
corner for some
inside the
reason.
20 before he's brought down. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot,
and it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Kirk, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to get a score back.
Shut up.
McManus now for the extra point. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter.
7 more. 6 more, something like that.
The return man is Grant. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley.
3
We've seen him be good so
rushing
far.
yards.
He's hoping to continue that trend here in
Shouldn't be too
quarter
hard.
number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen, they see the blocks happen, they feel really
There you
good
go.
about their vision, and then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Let's see if we can
And
pull
this
that
is an
400
example of
rushing
breaking
yards
down a
again.
defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And with that carry, he has done it. He breaks the single-game rushing record.
He
How
breaks his
about
own
doing it
rushing
in the
record.
spotlight of our game? How wonderful is that to see all those yards accumulated, culminating in a brand new NFL record?
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Welcome back to Toronto. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided
Pass the ball.
affair.
You could just run it all over.
A toss out to Barkley. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And that one good
Total
for 16,
defense,
and the
season
drive will
ranked 8.
continue.
He logged a lot.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Leopard! Watch him now, Barney!
Now a play fake here on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And
Bad
this is
play.
going to go
Damn.
the other way. The defense has it. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it. Putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
And he'll get this
Yeah,
one up.
when you're throwing
Down to
it
39
and
here. Just
you're
what you
getting
want on
hit,
a first down
it
run.
happens.
Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll set up a throw. And he almost intercepted it.
I wouldn't
They
say
haven't
almost.
picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down there.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, 76
And he
gonna
will
do well
have
there.
first down yardage as he's
Blocking him
brought
up.
down at the 41. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's
They
Fuller.
definitely
And he'll be brought down
screwed
at the
up that.
45-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the
Here we
route.
go.
The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
Better against man.
Come on,
because
give him
now
the
you're
catch.
running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive.
And it's a fumble. And does the defense have
Another
it? They
strip.
do, says the referee.
That's awesome.
We're going the other way.
Yards rushing.
And now back out comes the offense. And this game comfortably in
There's
hand.
been
The
no
scoreboard
picks this
speaks
game.
for
It's all
itself, but you still got
fumbles.
your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them.
It's time to yank my starters. I don't want anyone important getting hurt. He's on IR. Actually, he could be in there for sure. Do you want Homer Simpson or Kool-Aid Man out? I want Kool-Aid Man out. Or safe. Pittman, Elflin, Ragnow. 2 sec, it's time for you to get a break. You know what? That's gonna come in too. We do something real crazy. Put Collier in there. Oh, Collier's that's the line. That's right. Or, no, if it's linebacker. Technically starting, yeah. Yeah, that's how that's gonna go. Cuso needs some time. Reed needs some time. We should put Pierre Desir in there as well, just in case. No one important is getting hurt. that's why Burrito comes in at receiver. Alright, now I get it. There we go. Keith Lee hasn't got much playing time. Who's currently my number 3 corner? Gafford, 50% this year. There we go. No letting anyone important get hurt.
But for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. There he goes inside the 30.
There you go,
Another
Breida.
big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Go, 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 run, run, run!
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
That's caught out left by Perriman.
All
And
right.
he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to
See
hit a
him
receiver in
mobile on.
stride, and he can pick up a lot of
He's
yards
right.
after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To Shepard, complete over the
Yeah,
middle.
face mask.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back.
Oh, no.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all
Still
for naught
second
on the
down.
penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it?
Good
They were
job,
feeling pretty good
dumbass.
about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
To throw on 2nd down, Welch. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot
Almost
handle
picked.
this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for
Here we
him,
go now.
you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all, and that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy
Nice
has
intro.
struggled,
Damn,
and now
Sting
he's
got hurt.
found a way to make things better.
Gotta make sure that the guy coming in to replace him isn't, you know, a vile cog to the team. Or the future of the team.
good stuff right there.
There we go.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Single. Set. Green 39.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. Bryant has it. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
That sucks for him.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Out of the gun now on third down. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. Sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Right back to him on first down. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Leopard! Got four down. Check 50.
Let's get that drive goal done.
Here's Breida. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll toss it to Breida. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, another offensive player quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Gun!
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete.
You may have overthrown your target if it's Rashad Perriman, and he's not fast enough to catch up.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow, because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things.
Alright, that'll do it. I have things to do. And places to be. So I'll talk to you later, YouTube. Peace.